Private Limited. This is Suganya, Project Management Professional Certified, working as a Manager, Delivery and Services at Infinity PMC Solutions Private Limited. Hands-on experience in project management domain, functional consulting, implementation, project management methodology, having professional exposures on the tools like Oracle Primavera Contract Management, Primavera Risk Analysis, Oracle Primavera P6 CPPM, Microsoft Project Training, PMP Training, Schedule Reader, TurboChart, and Address, Power Project 4D. Major projects implemented: Tough Offshore, Airport Project Delay Analysis, DGR Energy Power Project, L&T Technology Services, KSP Industrial Construction and Contract Management, Kalpatru Power Transmission and Distribution, Electrical Power Project. Agenda of today's session: IPMCS Introduction, Power Project Overview, Building Schedule in Power Project, Schedule Review, Baseline Setup, Overview of the delay analysis and its techniques, Time Impact Analysis, Analysis of Extension of Time, Recovery Plan, 4D Scheduling. About Infinity PMC Solutions, we have combined experience of 20 plus years in successfully implementing project and cost management solutions. We are Indian partner for Power Project and Exactal Cost Tech Solutions. We do have 1,000 plus hours of training experience in handling top corporates in different verticals. We have certified trainers from Oracle, Exactal, and PMI. Power Project is a project management software. It was first launched in 1988. It is a powerful project portfolio and resource management solution. Used by large and small businesses, it is the preferred software of thousands of construction professionals. Why mega project owners choose Power Project? Easy to use but extremely powerful. Full scalable source suite projects and portfolios of all sizes. Superior presentation of project plans and simpler printing. Filtering for easier management of subcontractors. Cost-effective licensing options. Enterprise option for the multi-user, multi-project and real-time access. Provides dashboard reporting for quick executive summaries of progress. It can be easily integrated with other softwares. Affordable 4D planning, link project plans to 3D models within a single application. So Power Project Suite contains, has core scheduling tool, Power Project BIM, business intelligence reports, free project viewer, 3 add-ons in the scheduling tool itself, risk schedule quality check, earned value analysis, S-curves, PERT. Site progress mobile application. Why we need to choose Power Project software? It has advanced scheduling system, 4D and 5D planning and control, critical chain management method, Monte Carlo risk simulation, integrated with major ERP and planning systems, web and mobile updates, cost, income, cash flow management, advanced resource management options, line of balance, multi-user and multi-project support. Also, it has powerful reporting structures. So, build a schedule in Power Project. So, in the Power Project software, either you can create a new schedule, otherwise you can open the other project management files. So, for example, Primavera schedule or like MS Project schedule can be directly open into Power Project and then you can work on the software. Let's see in Power Project how to create a schedule. So go to File, New. So in Power Project, you have existing templates available. So whenever you want to create any calendar or any codes and all, it is related to the particular field itself, construction field or engineering field or housing field, it is related. So you can choose the template in the initial stage itself. You can give the title and project name. The new project has been created. Now you can define your activities here. I'm creating construction of a house, one small project. Creating the activities. Once you define the activity, you can enter the durations. 14 days I'm giving for excavation, for foundation 14 days, for joining walls 7 days, for house walls 28 days, for house roof 21 days, for cleanup 7 days. So the duration is displaying in weeks and days together. If you want to display only in days, you can select on the column, you can change it into days. So after that, you can give the relationships. So here in Power Project, there is an easy method to give the relationships. You can, in the bar chart itself, you can drag and drop the relationship lines. Finish to start itself if I want to give. So after completing the fourth task, will start. Okay, once you have given the relationships, you can go for the rescheduling. So after giving the reschedule, all tasks is taking the finish to start relationships. Now I want to make this as a summary task for all these tasks. Created construction of house. In the summary task, it will be displaying the duration, start date, and the finish date has been displayed. So it has taken by default today's start date. The schedule has been built in Power Project. So after building a schedule, we have to do the schedule analysis or review. So why we need to do the schedule analysis or review? In order to cross-verify whether a schedule has been framed as per the logics and the standards. So based on which standard we are comparing our schedule is correct or not. So we have two different methodologies, UK Chartered Institute of Building Test and US Defense Contract Management Agency DCMA 14-point test. So in the Power Project, inbuilt these two tests is available. You can just run and check whether your schedule satisfies all the standards or not. So you can see here in the diagram itself. So similar way, we can check in Power Project. You can go to the project tab. Here utility checks. You can choose which method you want. Right click, properties, select you want to run the whole project. Execute. So it will be generated. Our schedule is proper in all the way, whereas other two things are like resources. We have not assigned any resources. It is just indicating. So if you are doing in the real time, if you are doing with resource management, do the resource management also. Otherwise, you no need to do the resource management. And this is also in a schedule, like generally, The predecessor and the successor should be available for all the tasks, whereas for the first activity, the predecessor will not available, and for the last activity, successor will not be available. This shows the closed network. And also in a schedule, mixed relationship should be available, like your finish to start or start to start together. Whereas now I have used only finish to start, so it is indicating 66%. So in the real time, you can check your schedule with this report. So after doing the schedule analysis or the review, we'll move on to the baseline setup. So why we need to do the baseline setup? So once you frame the schedule, you're sending the schedule to the client. And if the client is agreeing to complete the project in this much duration, the start and finish dates and cost means, then you can freeze the plan for the future comparison purpose. So just go to project, baseline. With the baseline. Finish. So the baselines has been displaying here. After setting the baseline, the schedule has been freezed. We'll move on to the next step. Overview of the delay analysis and its techniques. So what is a delay? Time during which some part of construction project has remained incomplete or not performed as per contractual sections or key date or completion data date due to unanticipated circumstances. So delay of activities which are on the critical path are the original delays which we are considering. Types of delays, there will be non-excusable delay, excusable delay, and concurrent delays. Under excusable, we have compensable and non-compensable delays. So what is non-excusable delay? So for the non-excusable delay, there will not be any compensation in terms of your cost or the duration, whereas the penalty charges is applicable for the non-excusable delays. Some of the classes are defined here. Difficulties in financing project by contractor, poor site management and supervision, ineffective planning and scheduling of the project. Rework due to errors during construction. Delays in subcontractor work, inadequate contract or the experience, delay in site mobilization, delay in preparation of the shop drawings and material samples. So excusable delay types, we have two types for the excusable delays, compensable and non-compensable. So compensable means like in terms of your time and then the cost. So cost compensation you can get as well as extension of time you can get. Whereas in non-compensable, you will not get the cost compensation. Only EOT is applicable for the non-compensable method. So what is compensable? If event within owner's control could have been avoided by due care, contractor entitled to compensation for any loss suffered or expenses incurred. Whereas non-compensable, if event outside owner's control, contractor not entitled to compensation for any loss suffered or expenses incurred. For example, force majeure, natural calamity or act of God or judicial third party. So now the COVID-19 situation, we all aware. So this COVID-19 situation can come under non-compensable since it is a natural calamity. You can put it as a force majeure in your project. Excusable compensable delays. Some of the clauses for excusable compensable: slow decision making, suspension of work, late in revisioning. These are all like from the client side if it happens. Late in revising and approving design documents by owner, delay to furnish and deliver the site to the contractor, delay in finance and payments of completed work by owner, variation orders or changes of scope by owner during the construction. Type of project, bidding and award, negotiation or lowest bidder. Unrealistic contract duration has been forced by the client. ineffective delay penalties, owner interference. Excusable non-compensable delay. Some of the clauses comes under non-compensable delays, weather effect, hot, rain, etc. Environmental restrictions, changes in government regulations and laws, slow permit by government or municipality, delay in performing final inspection and certification by a third party, lack of communication between the parties, fluctuation in cost or currency, force majeure as a war, revolution, riot, strike, and earthquake, etc. Then the third method is concurrent delays. So concurrent delay is nothing but your excusable or non-excusable delays will be happening. Suppose if two delays parallelly happening, then that is called concurrent delay. So you can see in the example mentioned here, extreme weather, excusable delay. No resources, non-excusable delay. In this, which one is feasible for us? We will take the excusable delay, this duration, and we can get the compensation in terms of time and the cost. So if concurrent delays happen, we will ignore the non-excusable and we will take the excusable delays and highlight to the client. So how to capture this delays in the schedule? For this, we are following one of the methods, time impact analysis or window analysis. The time impact analysis is a method used to determine extent of the impact from the potential delay in construction process. So the schedule analysis method involves the insertion or addition of activities indicating delays or changes into an updated schedule, representing the progress up to a point when a delay event occurs to determine the impact of those delay activities. So as we discussed now, this analysis applies to forecast the impact of potential delays in the project and project's likely outcome. So it involves insertion of the delay activities indicating delays or changes in a schedule, representing progress up to the point when a delay event occurred. It helps promote negotiation and later agreements on the delay claims. Best technique to determine amount of extension of time that the contractor should have been granted at the time that an excusable risk occurred. The final result of the time impact analysis must be presented shortly after completion of the contractor to avoid an additional EOT claim of construction acceleration. So delay analysis in power project. So what we have done, we have created the schedule and we have created the baseline also. The next step is we have to start working in the real time and collect the real time data and update the actuals in the software. So while updating the actuals, you have to update along with if any delays happen at the site. So initially our project is types of delays. We have just now discussed excusable, non-excusable. Excusable delays occur when the affected party is allowed to claim for a time extension, compensation, or both. Meanwhile, non-excusable delays are the delays that the contractor or the party affected will need to bear the responsibility. We have a simple project with a planned schedule like this. So in a project, we have 112 days delay during the period. There is no delays. Let's see in detail in the Power Project software. I have just created the schedule now. Let me create the baseline, update the baseline. I'll create a new baseline now. P1. The last activity has not linked. So now you can check 112 days duration is there, start and finish is there. So in the slide you can see we have delayed 21 days on excavation due to unforeseen site condition. So initially this is our project, 112 days duration. Whereas when we start updating on the first month, we are going to update our project every monthly basis. So in the initial stage itself, we will be agreed with the client on which frequency we are going to update our project, like monthly or weekly or fortnightly or daily basis. So right now I have taken for monthly basis updation. So at the end of first month, whatever happened at the site, we have collected the information. So after collecting that, I got to know 21 days delay on excavation due to unforeseen site condition. You can see here 21 days unforeseen site condition delay activity is there. So I have to capture this delay activity in the schedule. Then I have to update the excavation. So now go to Power Project. So before starting the first activity itself, the first delay activity has been occurred. So what you have to do means to capture the delays, simply don't change the activities. First capture the delay activities in the software. So unforeseen site condition. 21 days duration. So after giving this, just link it. After completing this unforeseen site condition delay activity only, excavation activity has been started. Just link it now. Reschedule it. And also, when we are creating the activity, you can summarize and create as a summary activity. So unforeseen site condition it is from the owner delay only. So either owner delay or contractor delay. Owner delay has been captured here. So now before updating the project, you have to set the progress period. So 17/7 is the start date. Let it be 18/6 itself. So let's create the progress periods from 18/6. So go to the Library Explorer in the Power Project software, select progress period. Here you can create. So 18/6 is the first progress period, then second progress period, third. So every month, first month, second month, like that. First month, second month, 18/6 to 18/7 will be the first month end. Then for second month, 18/8. Similarly, you can create third month, 18/9. Similarly, you can create fourth month, 18/10. So I have created till fifth month. So now come to the project. So once you add the delay activity, now you can enter the actuals. So unforeseen site condition, I'm summarizing, I'm putting this as the owner delay. Now you select the activity, right click in the bar chart itself, you can go to the enter progress, you can choose the progress period. At the end of first month, this is 100% completed. And this activity, suppose this is completing on 16/7 means this activity will be starting on 17/7. At the end of first month, .14 will be the percentage completion. Just enter and close it. So now you can go to the reschedule option. Select the progress period. At the end of first month, you are tracking the project. So previously it was one month, 2 days. Now it is like 133 days. The delay activity has been incurred. So again, we'll move on to the next month. First month, 21 delays has been captured. Again, in the second month, we have no delays. Just go to the project and update without delay in the second month. You can select second month. Now you can select the next activity, enter progress, second month. So till this we have completed. Now again reschedule it, the second month. So second month has been rescheduled. Next on third month. In third month we have two different delays. One is like owner delay and another one is contractor delay. How you can capture this? So owner delay we have 14 days and then contractor delay we have 21 days. So subcontractor left the job. In this case, both are concurrent delays, two delays happening simultaneously. So what we will do means, two delays happening simultaneously means 21 days, 14 days. So 14 days will be comes under contractor side and then remaining 7 days only chargeable for the subcontractor. That is non-excusable welcome. So let's see how to capture this. So here you can add design change by owner. This activity will comes under owner delay. So this is 14 days. So select this activity. Then again you can create one more subcontractor left job. Contractor replacement. This will be comes under 21 days. So now this activity will be added separate WBS, that is like contractor delay. You can summarize it and you can add as a contractor delay. So next is you have to give the relationships. So these two are running parallelly. Start to start. Then you can see here. After third activity completes, these two are starting. So give the relationships like that. Then after completing this one only, this activity is starting. So just give the reschedule. So now you can start updating this. Select this, right click, enter progress up to third month. Next activity has also completed up to third month. Then these activities also you can give the completion. Up to third month, these delays has been occurred. So now you can reschedule it. So after rescheduling, it has been changed into the 152 days. So similarly, you can see here at the end of third month, we have 154 days. Then at the end of fourth month, there is no delays. And at the end of fifth and sixth and seventh month, there is no delays. So right now, whenever we are entering the delays at the end of first month, we have entered 21 days. That is from the owner side, unforeseen site condition. Then in the third month, we have two delays. One is owner change design and another one is subcontractor left job. The owner change design will be comes under excusable and then non-compensable, where you cannot get any compensation, but then you can get the time of extension of time. Whereas subcontractor left, only 7 days will go as a non-excusable. So let's see here. Analysis project completion date. Overall, in the initial we plan to complete 112 days, whereas next it has been delayed to 21 days. Now the project completion days is 133. Then next again 21 days. 154 days is the project completion. So if you take here, total delay will be 42 days, whereas non-excusable will be 7. In this 7 days, you will not get any time extension or like any compensation, whereas you will be under penalty charge. Whereas excusable, non-compensable, 14 days. So in this case, we'll be get 14 days extension of time. In excusable, compensable, 21 days. So 21 days, you can get extension of time as well as compensation. So you can see 21 days for time and cost and 14 days for the time. So this is how you will be getting 154 days, and then the duration variance can be seen here as well as finish variance can be displayed here. Now the new start and finish dates has been generated. In the initial stage, you can see the baseline start is 16/6 and then the finish is 19/11. Whereas now the current finish will be 2021 February 1st. So now you can produce this as an extension of time schedule or like recovery schedule to the client. So in the recovery schedule, whatever delay happened, and now the realistic whatever like achievable thing we are producing in the schedule and sending it to the client to get the extension of time and compensation. Also recovery plan. So first we have to check in the schedule whether recovery is possible or advisable. So once the findings have been documented and approved, they are represented to the key project stakeholders. At this point of time, that the organization has to ask two important questions. Should we attempt to recover this project? Is it even worth saving? So the purpose of recovery is, the main goals are producing an achievable schedule, re-baselining the project plan, re-establishing the customer and management confidence, sorting project problems, rebuilding the original project team. Now we have get some extension of time. So like the different finish date has been defined. After getting the different finish date, so as a planning engineer or the project manager, you can try with different practices like the schedule compression and the fast tracking methods will be available. Still, if you want to compress the schedule, whether it is achievable or not, if it is achievable, send it to the client and get the approval. So we have seen till now how to capture the delays and how to capture the recovery plans and extension of times in the Power Project software. Hope everyone is clear. Now we'll see the other features of the Power Project. Other features of Power Project like risk analysis. So inbuilt in the Power Project software, inbuilt risk analysis is available. You can check what will be the extended finish date. Likelihood finish dates can be checked here. You can go to the project tab, go to risk analysis. Here you have an option called schedule check. So the rescheduled report can be generated from the risk analysis itself. In your schedule, any constraints has been applied, any activity without link is there, any open-ended activities, any out-of-sequence activities, all this information can be generated from schedule check, that is rescheduled report. So number of tasks rescheduled, number of logical links, not started activities and started and completed activities, all the information can be generated from the rescheduled report. How many critical activities, which is longest path, any deadlines, any open-ended activities. Also now you can run the risk analysis. I'm going to run the risk for all the projects in the distribution and setting, triangular, and you have two different sampling methods like Monte Carlo simulation and Latin hypercube. So whichever the random sampling method you want, you can take. Now go to the task result, select generate. So now we have get some finish date, like 1st February I can complete from the schedule. But after you run the risk analysis, it is generating, there is 10% chances to complete the project on 28th Jan itself, but 100% chances to complete at the maximum 5th February of 2021. So this is the advantage of the risk analysis. You can set the iteration, 10 iteration I have set now. You can set into 50 or 100 or 200 like that. So you can check what will be the maximum finish date I'll be able to complete the project. Now you can check and then you can produce to the client 5th February, because that 1st to 5th will be the buffer timing which is needed for you to complete the project either ahead of the schedule or within the within the schedule. So this risk report can be generated either in terms of sensitivity report or likelihood distribution. So go to sensitivity, graphical report can be generated, or the distribution method can be generated. So here it will be showing, so what are the chances to complete the project at the minimum 28th first, maximum 5th February, most likely to complete on 1st February. So these are extra features of our project. Inbuilt, you can run the risk analysis. Rescheduled report we have seen. So next, 4D BIM. In Power Project, you can access the 4D scheduling also. 4D BIM, Building Information Model or Modeling or Management. Produced in 3D design package to represent the construction activities. Typically in an open standard format, IFC, either as a complete model or separate files. So additional models may show site layout or surrounding buildings, temporary items, etc. for visualization purposes. So in Power Project, you can bring the 3D models into the Power Project, and then you can integrate the 3D model and the schedule to do the visualization like 4D scheduling here. The model simulation is possible in Power Project. Once you link the model and the activities, once you run the simulation visual representation can see here on this particular date from the bar chart and the 3D model. On this particular date, which activity need to start in the site, whether it has been started or not. So you can capture the delay analysis in the model also in the visual representation. So comparison of the plan versus actuals can be seen in the 4D. So I'll just open and show you one sample project. The schedule as well as 3D model is displaying here. So schedule activities has been linked with the 3D model here. You can just run the simulation and then you can check. So you can see here in the bar chart, it is highlighting in the black color. So which activity is performing right now in the site. So you can change the simulation timings. So both bar chart as well as the 3D model visualization can be represented here. Right now I'm showing only the plan and how the plan is building in the site. So when you are doing the actuals updation, the actual plan versus actual also can be seen here, as well as the delays also will be highlighted in the 3D model and you can see here. So we have seen the 4D scheduling, how to do in Power Project. Benefits of 4D planning. Effective 4D planning tool. Identify the problems that may not be visible via traditional schedules. Run scenarios to assess feasibility of execution and find the best solution. See the impact on the 3D view as you update the Gantt chart. Study how the build process will appear at different project stages. Integrate as-built information. So professional services of IPMCS, project and cost management, Exactal Cost Text, Oracle Primavera P6, Primavera Risk Analysis, Elocosoft Power Project, Microsoft Project, Basics of BIM Concept in VM, Project Management, Basics of PMP. Training services offered on the Power Project software, Power Project Basic, in which fundamentals of the project management has been covered. How to do a project from initial till closing, like Primavera and MSP. Power Project Advanced with 4D BIM. Power Project Enterprise, web-based enterprise solution. Role-based training offered for the BIM managers or the planning engineer or senior planning engineer or project manager based on the particular roles or the particular topics will be trained. Corporate services, scheduler services, estimation and quantity surveyor services, implementation services, stock augmentation services, 4D and 5D BIM services on a short-term as well as long-term basis. So thank you. Participants,